Okay, so my French bread has been fermenting now since 12:30, and it is now 3 o'clock. So I've already punched the French bread once, and it's come all the way up again. Look at that, oh yeah. So, you know, you're gonna have this, your dough's gonna stick to the plastic wrap a little bit. Just, you know, be a little patient, pull it off, it won't be bad. All right. So just off camera, I have my bench brush and I have my excess flour. I go to my flour and I use it just enough to keep it from sticking to my hands. If you find the dough sticking to your hands, just put a little flour on your hands. Don't put a big drop of flour on the dough. We don't want that. So just enough to keep it off your hands. So we're gonna take it out. Of course, you can use this to do that as well. And it should come out pretty clean, comes out just fine. And so hopefully by this point you've decided exactly what you're going to do. Are you going to do little hard dinner rolls? Are you going to do baguettes? Are you going to do boules? What are you going to do with your French bread? So this is a lean dough. So one of the things about lean doughs, and when you're planning on doing your breads, is lean dough is good and it's delicious for about 8 hours. After that, it starts to get stale, and it's definitely not really very good the next day. Best use for this kind of dough the next day, croutons, breadcrumbs, things like that. So this is really a bread that you want to make and eat. You want to eat it within about 6 or 8 hours of baking it. So now, in France, a traditional baguette is 250 grams. So we can either do that and do some of those, and I can show you that shape. We'll do a few of those, and then we'll do some other shapes as well. So 250 grams, if you don't have a conversion, is about 8.75 ounces. You can round it up to 9 ounces, that's just fine. So let's do 9 ounces. So, ooh, look at that, 9.5. So Chef Jim was pretty close with that one. So there's 9. That's dead on 9. So that's what a 9 ounce piece is going to look like. So once you have a general idea of what the piece size is going to be, you know, then you're going to guess. All right, this is about the same size. Ah, nope, I was off. Look at there. So now that one. So we go through this process and we do them all. And if I have a balance scale, one of those scales that rocks back and forth, I'm really quick with one of those. Let's get it on the scale. Oh, see, now I'm too high. So, still 2. All right. I think I have, what, 2 more left? 7.9, 8.9, that's close enough. And then let's see what this last one turns out to be. Wow, 8.5. So that's good. So out of that one dough, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relatively the same size pieces of dough. So we've been through our steps. We've mixed it, we've let it ferment, we have punched it down, we've let it come back, we're turning it out, we have scaled it, and now the next step in the process is going to be rounding. So we've done this on some other ones. So this one takes some practice. So I know it's kind of hard to see what my hand is doing. Let me slow it down, see if I can do it a little bit different. So you're going to take this and stretch it. Stretch the top and kind of tuck everything underneath. So you have it like that. So, and you can do it like this. So the idea here is that we really want it round, because if it's not round, if it's oblong, if it's an amoeba shape or something like that, when we go to try to roll it into a nice even baguette size, you're gonna have one side that's big and lumpy and one side that's really thin. So try to get them round. So you want them round and kind of tight. See how they're bouncing back? That's what you want. So bakers won't do it like that. What I'm doing is I'm doing this. My hand stays on, I put and I pull back. That's what I'm doing with this. So that's what a baker will do. You see bakers on TV, or you see bakers in real life, and they're shaping, and that's how they'll do it. It takes a lot of practice. So actually, you'll know somebody if it's a baker if they're doing it this way, if they're doing it two-handed. Get them both about the same, one for each hand. I used to make a lot of pizza dough, and if you didn't do two at a time, you were there all day. So I had other things to do, so I learned to do, I kept practicing, and now I can do it equal, pretty much with both hands. So nice as dough. With this kind of dough, you really do want to be on the border of too sticky and too dry. You want it just dry enough that you can handle it reasonably. Because one of the great things about French bread, you've seen French bread, it has this great web on the inside and this all these voids and these bubbles and these holes, and that comes from hydration. So good hydration is what we want. However, hydration's evil side is that hydration makes the dough sticky and it makes it a little bit harder to handle. So this dough is just a little bit drier than some doughs, so we can learn to use this particular dough, but this dough will come out just nice, you'll see. All right, so we're gonna let it now bench rest, and then we're gonna come back and make it up into the oblongs.